So for this conversation, I got into bed with Andy, and it was actually Andy's bed. We've gotten pretty close over the years, so it's not really an interview, it's more like two friends talking. We talk about how and why he started skating. Canada versus American skaters, how much more difficult it is for a Canada skater to come here and make it. So why did you start skating? Or is the question, how did you get into skating?
So it's one of my earliest memories. I was 3, staring out the window in my living room, and I saw a skater push down the street. Push. No tricks.
You know Ricky Biedenbach does Keep Pushing, that sticker?
Yeah.
He made like a series for Duffs, and it was something like that, like a kid looking out the window, like seeing a kid, like the first time you saw a skateboarder and like how come you got into it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you just saw somebody pushing and you were like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. And I think part of it had to do with I wasn't allowed in the street. So this guy was like out here in the street playing, flowing, going somewhere. Like he looked like he had like, you know what I mean? It just looked like that's what the fuck I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
What was your first skateboard?
It was a switchboard. So the fucking
switchboard.
The tail was like a plastic skid plate, and then attached to like this metal bar, and then you could fucking flip it up, and it would turn into a 4-wheeled scooter.
Oh.
And the plastic tailpiece would be the handlebars. I got that for my 4th birthday.
So you've been skating since you were 4?
Since my 4th birthday, April 13th, 2000.
So, and then 5 you started skating more, 6 you skated more.
Yeah, 5, 6. I was skating in the summers, but not in the winters. I was doing other shit in the winter, and I was still playing other sports, like, and I was playing piano. And then when I turned 7, I met Hippie Mike. He was teaching skate lessons. Hippie Mike was teaching skate lessons, and then also he would host these super sick contests around the city. So every other weekend in the summer would be another contest. So I would like be stoked, be like, okay, like in 2 weeks from now, the contest in Cloverdale. So my dad would drive me out to Cloverdale, and we'd practice at that park, figure out lines, and then after that, I'd be like, now it's in Fleetwood. So then we'd drive to Fleetwood, and now it's in Fraser Heights, and we'd drive to Fraser Heights. Like for those 2 weeks, we'd prepare. So fun. And then on top of that, I have skate lessons that are preparing me for the contest too. Like, I'm gonna do this trick's gonna score good. Like, competition was always like a huge part of the community and the fun of skateboarding for me. Not as something to be like nervous about, or it was like something to be excited for.
Who would give you the lessons?
Hippie Mike.
Hippie Mike would give you the lessons.
Yeah, he understands a lot of things that are easy to forget in this day and age. Hippie Mike is he's the man, dude. He understands a lot of things that are easy to forget in this day and age. Yeah, I met him at 7.
When did he start giving you lessons?
7.
7?
Yeah. So it was after that I fully understood that skateboarding was my life now. So from 4 to 7 I was skating a lot, but from 7 onward I like kind of quit everything else. I was like, okay, get that out of my way so I can focus on skating. So it went from snowboarding in the winters to learning how to boneless in the garage for all winter. Learning tricks like boneless, finger flip to Casper, primos. I was always into freestyle too, it's so funny.
Well, in the winter, what else are you going to do? You have to be in your basement.
Right? Dude, but like my earliest clips of me like skating, not like just pushing around as a little kid. When I'm like 13, 12, I'm doing like 1 foot primo to primo, and then like going and skating a bowl, and then like skating some street. Like it's just always been freestyle bowl street. So it wasn't like, I guess the street came later. Always rode rails. 15 onward, I always rode a shape.
And didn't you start teaching at one point?
I started teaching under Hippie Mike, and then I started teaching my own lessons.
Didn't you teach to kids who were on the spectrum?
Yeah. So I would do these group lessons, and then Hippie Mike would sometimes send me private clients. This girl, Tiana. I always loved teaching Tiana because she's like maybe 10 or 11, beginner skateboarder, but could come up with tricks that were actually innovative and new and I've never seen or heard or done before. And when she would tell me tricks, and like one of the tricks that she like told me to do is in my Brett Novak video.
What trick is it?
It's like a pop to foot plant sal flip,
Okay.
and then you throw it down and land primo.
Mm-hmm.
And then come out of primo into, I don't know what you call it, the Mike V, like, but like, she's like, oh, you could tie this trick together with that trick and then that, you know what I mean? She was like really...
No, she could see it.
She could see it, so that was always super sick. And then Killer B stepped into my life.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best, Killer B.
Mm-hmm.
So he has autism. I think he's like 18 now, it's just full grown, but I met him when he was just a little guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we would do skate lessons, and I don't know, we hit it off. But then he does all this stuff for autistic people, right? Like he has like autism surf camp, and he invited me out to do that. And then they have autism skate day, and it's like go skate day, but it's like they have all these volunteers come out and just coach these kids and this stuff that they wouldn't normally be exposed to.
That's pretty sick.
Like surfing in particular. Like, there was a lot of flack they were getting, like, you're not going to get these guys into wetsuits, like, this is way too gnarly, like, but they did it, and everyone was stoked, and everybody was happy, and, like, those are some of the best times.
That's pretty cool. What's the difference between Canada and here?
I feel like growing up in Canada, the weather does play a huge part, just like kind of anywhere else other than California. I feel like it's very California versus the world in skateboarding. Like, if you're not from here, you have to make it here. And I've even heard that from people from NorCal. Like, they have to make it down. But there's something specific about Canada, because it's hard to cross the border if you fuck up in life. So you have to, like, be pretty clean slate in order to make it. Which is, like, multifaceted, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the kids I grew up with had, like, drug charges and shit at a very young age and just aren't allowed to leave, or they get one DUI and then, you know, so like me coming down here, I was always paranoid about the law stopping me from, you know, I'm training for the Olympics, but if I get a DUI, then I can't go to half the contests. People don't think about that, or maybe they do, but I definitely did. But I think all the skaters that make it out of Canada make it pretty big, because it's so hard to make it out with less months of the year to skate, and the concrete's more rough. There's something extra, like it's not handed to you at all. So if you make it out, you make it. Like Ryan DeCenzo is like still pushing it so hard. Like Mark Appleyard, Matt Berger, Mickey Papa, Chris Haslam, Rick McCrank, like all these guys were extra. They were above and beyond. I don't think you can pass for average. You gotta be fucking really proving your worth. Or you just like do weird tricks. Like me, man.
I got a hard question for you.
Okay.
Who's your favorite skater?
Sam Bellapani.
Who the fuck is that? And who did he ride for?
He's here. He works for Skate Park in Tampa. He's the best.
Okay, what stance is he?
He's regular.
What are you?
Regular.
All right.
Did I pass?
Yeah, you passed.
Nice.
You want to get?
Is there a failing? I failed.
Do you want to give me? You want to give me one for like
Yeah.
the 80s?
I'll go with Gons.
Gons. He's
Yeah.
goofy. What are you?
Goofy foot. Regular.
What about the 90s?
90s Penny. Tom Penny.
What is Penny?
He's regular.
Penny's regular,
Yeah.
and you're
That's
Regular.
what I don't like.
not, okay. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Mark Appleyard.
He's goofy.
He's goofy.
He's goofy. You're regular.
Yeah, you got me off guard.
Sick. All right. What about? Well, now you already gave it to me.
How about 2010s?
Okay.
Suchu.
Really? He used to do my dishes at my house.
He used to do your dishes.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody has a chore when they're on Pow Flow.
I like it.
What is Suchu?
It seems like he'd be goofy.
Wait,
But is he regular?
No, Suchu's goofy. I'm trying to think.
Let's picture a trick.
Yes, he's regular. He's regular.
He's regular. And
He's
I'm
regular. Okay, sick.
What are you finding out with this experiment?
So, I've been making videos, and at the end of them, I put like somebody in like who their favorite skater is. But I want to make a video with like all the skaters, and then write who their favorite skater is, and then put like what stance they liked, and then add it up at the end.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know, hey, we have access when people sign up to skate, they pick whether or they mark whether they're goofy or regular, and it's like,
Oh.
it's like,
So wait, I could look at that database
yeah.
and then see, and then actually after the video put like, okay, this is what like 1,000 people actually picked,
Yes.
and see if there's any correlation.
Right.
So it'll be more accurate than my 50 video. Dude, oh my God, you're giving me so much more. I love you. I don't care what Chris Ortiz says about you. Man. You're all right. What's for dinner, Candy? Oh yeah.